everyone, and welcome to 1923 Main Street, where pavement, powder, and perfect swells combine with travel style every week. I am your host, Mike Belobradic, and today, the 7 things nobody tells you before your first snowboard season. So let's forget learning to snowboard for a minute, and let's talk about really first learning how to enjoy the mountain. You know, there's so much advice about helmets, lessons, boots, and things we talked about in our last episode, but snowboarding is more than just a great winter sport because it's part travel, part adventure, part culture, and the sooner you get that, the more fun you will have. So these 7 things will help to get you on your way before you arrive at your first day on the hill. Number 1, stop thinking like a beginner and start thinking like an explorer. And by that I mean that one of the biggest mistakes I see first-timers make has nothing to do with technique. It's more that they treat the mountain like a gym, whereas experienced riders treat it like a destination. So before you go on your first day, spend a few minutes exploring the resort online. Look at the trail map, find out where the beginner area is, and see where the lodges are. Check out the mountain village if there is one. Learn where to get the good coffee before first chair and where people go after the lifts close, all those sorts of things. That way, when you arrive, the mountain already will feel familiar to you. Sure, you still need to earn your rite of passage for sure, but that doesn't mean you don't belong or you have to feel like a complete newbie in a gym. Number 2, learn the language before you learn the turns. Every sport has its own vocabulary, and snowboarding is definitely no different. So knowing a few common terms before you arrive will help everything make more sense. You'll hear people talking about groomers and powder and corduroy and blade runs, terrain parks, glades, and après. You don't have to become an expert overnight on every snowboard term, but understanding a few basics means you'll spend less time looking bewildered or wondering what everyone's talking about, and more time enjoying the day. You'll feel like part of the mountain and not a visitor. Number 3, prepare for the parts that nobody talks about. Your legs are going to get tired. When you spend the day carrying your board, standing in lift lines, skating with one foot strapped in, getting up after falling, and walking long distances sometimes in snowboard boots, it's going to happen. Yes, it's easier than walking in ski boots, but it's still a new experience for you. So a little extra walking beforehand or body weight squats or whatever you need to do, balance exercises, they'll make your first day a little bit more enjoyable. Number 4, one of my pet peeves always, mountain etiquette. It's just as important as technique. One of the easiest ways to feel comfortable on your first day is to understand how the mountain works. A few unwritten rules really go a long way. Things like wait your turn in the lift line and try not to scratch anyone's boards or skis. Don't stop in the middle of a run where other riders can't see you. It's dangerous for you and them. If you need to rest, move to the side of the trail. Respect slower riders and other beginners. And if someone gives you advice after you fall, just smile. Mountain culture is surprisingly welcome, but there's always that guy. So don't be that guy or gal. Number 5, pack like someone who's done this before. And forget giant packing lists. I don't mean that. The items you'll most likely really appreciate bringing are the smaller ones, like lip balm or sunscreen or an energy bar in your pocket when you need it. And, you know, you may want to keep a pair of dry socks in the car for the drive home, especially if it's sort of a warmer or slushy day. Number 6, try to remember your goal isn't to become good. I know this sounds silly, but this may be the most important thing nobody tells beginners. Success is measured by finishing your first day wanting to come back, not linking a perfect turn before lunch. Maybe you ride the chairlift without feeling nervous, or you make it down your first green run. Celebrate those small victories on day 1. Snowboarding has a learning curve, but it also has a way of rewarding persistence. Number 7, your first mountain will always mean something. You know, you can ask almost any snowboarder where they learn to ride, and they'll remember all about it. Not because it was a big resort or a great powder day, of course, but because it's where everything began. And years from now, when you're at Whistler, Banff, Jackson Hole, or the French Alps, You'll remember the day it all started if someone asks. So welcome to snowboard season. Try to keep these 7 things in mind. Give yourself a break and remember that your first snowboard season isn't about becoming an expert. It's about discovering a new way to travel, explore, and enjoy winter. All right, everyone. Thanks as always for listening. Follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. Visit the shop at 1923mainstreet.com. I will see you again next week. And as always, roam freely and ride boldly.